Hey guys, I just got back from seeing The Visit. This is a movie that I've been looking forward to for a few months now. I've been talking a lot about this to people outside of doing these movie reviews. And that fact that I've recommended people see this trailer for this thing because I always thought it was pretty fucking hysterical. I particularly laughed when the grandma was scratching at the door, bare ass naked. I always thought that was pretty funny. The movie looked like it was supposed to be a very serious horror movie, but it came off very unintentionally funny because of that. But then I was finding out later on that it was supposed to be a horror comedy. I'm like, that doesn't look like a horror comedy. It looks more of a serious horror movie, but we'll see. And also, this movie was being directed by M. Night Shyamalan. That's a red flag right there. If you don't know who M. Night Shyamalan is, and I'm sure most people watching this video do know who he is, but for the uninformed, I'll let you in on who he is. He's the guy who made The Sixth Sense. Great movie, right? Love The Sixth Sense. Everybody, yeah, I'm in the same boat. I love that movie. But also, over the past 10 years, he's made the following movies: Signs, which I know a lot of people like, but I think is really fucking dumb. The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening, The Last Airbender, and After Earth. That's a pretty damn bad track record, if you want to say the least. It's he's made a lot of really bad movies over the last 10 years, and he hasn't had a critical hit in over 12 years with Signs. That's a pretty bad thing. And this movie looked, from all accounts, to be just as hilariously bad as the other ones were. Um, this movie just it spelled had it just had his fingerprints all over it. You could kind of tell just from the trailers. It wasn't a shock when I found out he was doing this. So yeah, I was kind of looking forward to this for all the wrong reasons. I thought this was going to be really funny, really but in an unintentional way. But then something weird happened. The reviews started coming in, and the reviews for this movie have been pretty good. Actually, the best he's had in over a decade. Like, the best reviews he's ever had since The Signs came out. That's pretty bad. And, like, I was really stunned by that. I'm like, really? M. Night Shyamalan's finally making... People were saying that this is one of his best movies ever. And I'm like, damn, really? I was like, this movie didn't look that great for the trailers. It looked unintentionally funny, but alright, let's take their word for it. And you know what? As I was leaving the theater, I was sitting there going, I don't know whether I like this movie. Because that was my first reaction. I was like, there are parts about it I really, really, really like. There are some parts I was just, not so fond of. But then as I was driving home and kept thinking about more and more, shit. Hold on a second. As I was thinking about more and more, I really started to like this movie more. I recommend this movie. This movie is definitely M. Night Shyamalan's best movie in years, in a decade. I recommend it. I know people are probably gonna not see it because it has M. Night Shyamalan's name in it. Trust me though, you'll be surprised. I was. This movie does a lot of things right in a lot of ways. It's a really, really good thriller. That is parts disturbing, can be funny, really creepy in some parts, and it's a really well done thriller that I recommend people see, even if it has M. Night Shyamalan's name on it. The acting in this movie is alright, pretty good in my opinion. I like the mom, who's played by Kathryn Hahn. She's a lady. I always think she was on SNL. I always think, every time I see her, I think she looks like one of the SNL girls from the past. I forget what her name is. The one I'm thinking about. I think Anna Gasteyer. I always think that she's Anna Gasteyer, but no, her name's Kathryn Hahn. I've seen her in a lot of movies, and she's always pretty good in it. And she is really good. She's likable. I like the fact that her kids are kind of giving her a vacation, and they give a good backstory as to why she doesn't want to see her parents. That she had a falling out. Basically, story is that she had a falling out with her parents back in the day because she fell in love with a substitute teacher, and they went to get married, and her parents disapproved, and she had a big fight with them and left the house and never talked to them again. And then they found her on the internet, and they wanted to see her grandkids finally, and she opposed, but her kids didn't, and they actually wanted to see her grandparents for the first time, and they told her, why don't you have a vacation for yourself finally? And she went on a cruise while they were going to see their grandparents. And I kind of feel for this character. Like I had a mom who got because basically her husband ended up leaving her for a different girl, a younger girl at a Starbucks, and so she's left with these two kids, and she has no husband and stuff like that. And I kind of feel for that character because I had a single mom myself, everything else. And her acting in this movie is pretty good. I like the grandma in this movie. She was so fucking weird. The grandma was so weird. She steals this movie, I think. Like, just the weird stuff that she's doing, from clawing at the door, bare ass naked. In the trailer she has underwear, but in this movie she's bare ass. It's as disturbing as it sounds. It results in a pretty funny line where the son, the little boy closes the door after he sees that, and he says, "I'm blind." That was pretty funny. The kids in this movie were at first annoying, I'm not gonna lie. The son is basically a white kid who wants to be a rapper, and he raps throughout the whole movie and does a horrible job at rapping. And it's really annoying. And also the daughter is a wannabe director, filmmaker, who she wants to... That's why this movie is a found footage movie, if you didn't know. This is a found footage movie. I didn't realize that until like the fifth time I watched the trailer and went, wait a minute, this is a found footage movie? She's making a documentary about their trip to their grandparents, and also the strained relationship between the mom and the grandparents, and trying to reconcile both of them, stuff like that. And she kind of comes off like the douchebaggery filmmaker that a lot of people are, filmmakers are, unfortunately. And sometimes I was siding with the brother, even though I like film, and I want to be a filmmaker myself. Some people take it a little too damn seriously and become kind of pricks in that way. And her brother's reactions were pretty funny sometimes. The stuff he would do to just try to sabotage the production was kind of funny. Sounds like something I would have done when I was little. But they got better and better as the movie, like more likable as the movie got along, and you started to actually worry for them a little bit as the movie progressed. Like you started like, holy shit, these kids need to get out of there as soon as possible. But actually they couldn't because their mom was all the way on a Caribbean cruise. This movie is a movie that really, the main problem one problem I could say about this movie is that in parts of this movie it feels like it doesn't know what the hell it wants to be, and that a lot of the times it seems like it wants to be a comedy, a lot of times it seems it wants to be a family drama, and then a lot of times it wants to be a straight up horror movie. It does feel like that, like it's all kind of a jumbled mess sometimes, especially towards the end, which I'll talk about. But it is like it does feel a little bit disjointed in parts. Like I said at the end of the movie, that like it goes from being like a straight up horror movie to a family drama to a comedy in like a span of less than 10 minutes. It's kind of bizarre. Like the last parts of this movie were kind of bizarre. But while I say that, why I highly recommend this movie, and one of the big, and this is going to be hard to talk about without spoiling this movie, is the last half of this movie is fucking great. When the twist is revealed about what's going on with the grandparents, this movie becomes really disturbing. I mean, really disturbing. The twist is really disturbing. Honestly, I remember walking out when I was leaving the house. I was telling my mom, I said, I swear, if this movie ends up being that the grandparents are taken over by aliens, I'm walking out of the theater. That's the laziest excuse, like the laziest twist you can come up with. There's a part in this movie that I almost walked out because the grandma's talking about in an interview about how there are creatures in the pond by where they live that are from another world, and they take humans underwater, and they take human form or some bullshit like that. It's so like, oh god, this is gonna end up being Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like, oh no. It's like I'm about walking out. Luckily I didn't, because no, it's not aliens. I promise you, it's not aliens. This twist actually is really good. It's a really good. It's not a ridiculous twist that like some M. Night Shyamalan movies are, like The Village, Signs. It's a twist that really helps the movie even more than anything. It really does, because the last 20 minutes or so are really disturbing and really creepy, and honestly I was fearing for the kids' lives by the end of this film. I literally expected this to end up being like seeing these kids end up dead because of what like the twist. I don't want to reveal it because it's really hard to. It's one of those. It could easily explain some of the things that, like, why the mom never noticed or anything like this. Yeah, it's very, god damn it, it's really hard to talk about without. You can easily explain a lot of the things that, probably a lot of the questions that you have by the end of this movie. But it is, like I said, the twist alone, it's really good. It is. I really recommend it because of how creepy like the last 20 minutes get. And it is really, really good. I recommend this movie. I do. It is a lot of fun. It is, in parts that it needs to be funny, it is funny. In parts that it needs to be serious, it's serious. And then in parts where it's really frightening, it is frightening. This movie, I enjoyed it. Like, I hope this is a turnaround for M. Night Shyamalan. I do. I really, really, really do. Who knows? We'll see. We will see. I'm not, crossing my fingers on that. I'm not holding my breath on that at all. As far as trailers, I got a few new good ones. I got Krampus. This is from the new movie from the guy who made Trick or Treat, Michael Dougherty, or I forget how to say his last name. He made Trick or Treat, which is a great movie. If you've never seen it, go see it. Krampus is about the urban legend of basically the opposite of Saint Nicholas, a guy who basically, it's like a goat creature that comes to kill people that don't believe in Christmas. Not making that shit up. It's like this family who like are just hating or being really. I think it's Toni Collette. Who's also in this? Toni Collette's in this. What's that guy's name? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. The guy from Anchorman. Not Rob Corddry, but damn it, what's his name? I forget. Anyways, it's a family that, like, they're together for Christmas, and they're all just, like, annoying each other, and they can't stand each other, and they pretty much all hate Christmas. And then Krampus comes along, looks like trying to kill them all off one by one. It looks pretty cool. I like that. Like a Christmas-themed horror movie, I can get behind that. it's from a good like a guy who I like. So and also I got a trailer for Concussion, the new movie with Will Smith where he plays the doctor that finds out about concussions in the NFL and is like being harassed by the NFL not to reveal this information and stuff like that. It's a very timely topic. It's a movie, obviously, you can tell is trying to get Will Smith an Oscar. Obviously, this looks like it could be good because it's a very important topic to be talking about in the movie. I'm sure the NFL won't like this movie. Roger Goodell probably will not like this movie one bit. I got a trailer for Our Brand is Crisis, which is a Sandra Bullock movie, another movie where you could obviously tell she's trying to get an Oscar too. I swear, this is definitely Oscar season, people. Where she's a political, somebody who, or a political, what the hell's the word? Planner, political planner. It basically helps people win elections. And she is trying to help a guy win the election in South America where it's a very hostile environment and everything else. And the election depends on him winning the election. And she's trying to get him to, try to help him win. And her rival is Billy Bob Thornton, which could be fun. Like I said, it looks exactly like Sandra Bullock's trying to get another Oscar, for fuck's sake. And the last trailer I got was The Witch. This movie, along with Goodnight Mommy, I've been hearing about for the last couple months as movies that people have been telling me to watch a lot. This movie is supposed to be really, really disturbing. And honestly, the trailer does look really, really disturbing. It's a movie where it's set in probably, 1600s where a religious family moves out in the woods, like a cabin in the woods. And the woods are apparently surrounded by witches, and their baby goes missing, and all hell's breaking loose and stuff like that. It looks really disturbing. I've been hearing really good things about that. I want to see that movie. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. It's really good. Along with Goodnight Mommy those trailers are pretty damn good. I'm hoping their movies can live up to them trailers, but that movie don't come out until 2016, which is like, damn it. Like, I was hoping that would, like, why don't you release that during Halloween, for fuck's sake? At least we're getting, like, Crimson Peak. We're getting Paranormal Activity, yay. But Crimson Peak looks great, which I got that trailer again. I got that, and, what was the other one I got? I forget, I can't remember, but, like Crimson Peak's the only good horror movie, the only horror movie that looks good that's coming out, to our like around Halloween, and we don't get The Witch until 2016. Damn it! So yeah, that's as far as trailers go. I'll be back next week. I got 3 big movies next week, which are Sicario, Black Mass, and Everest. I've got I got a busy week coming up ahead, and actually a busy next couple weeks, and I will definitely try to plan on seeing all 3 movies, even though I have a really busy week ahead of me. I'm definitely planning on still trying to see these movies. But until then, I'll see you guys later.